Hi, Namaste, welcome to the Willpower series. It's been quite some time before I could even manage to do a recording since circumstances were kind of tough on the family front. I too faced some challenges with my health. Hopefully things should be a little more smooth sailing now onwards, but just in case something does come up again, there's always willpower to bank on. To continue with where I stopped in my last video, you do not need any willpower to eat, of course, except when some people can't stomach the food when sad or depressed, which is actually better than overeating or gorging on food to make up for all that sadness. But when, what, and how much you eat definitely requires some willpower. It's 5 in the morning, so I can't have anything to eat as yet, but I can surely have my lemon honey water. My day almost never begins without this. So cheers. Now, following the right diet is not all that difficult as you might imagine, because your body has the capacity to get used to the type and amount of food you give it over a relatively short period of time, as less as 3 to 10 days maybe. So if you use your willpower wisely and adequately to get your body hooked onto a relatively healthy diet and just sufficient food, not only does your body get used to that kind of diet, but it also more or less puts an end to all those otherwise unhealthy cravings and late night or midnight snacking. We actually need little but good food in order to feel energetic and light on our feet throughout the day. Not only does your digestion and overall health improve, but you will also see that you are suddenly sleeping much better, provided of course you keep a minimum gap of 2 to 3 hours between your last food intake and sleep. And in my personal experience, I found out that finishing my dinner, that is if I am having one and not a heavy one at that, by 7 p.m. does wonders to my health and sleep quality. But hey, let's talk about food directly in relation to willpower. Number 1, do not go hungry. Do not starve yourself. Do not go on a crash diet. Your willpower needs sufficient glucose to function, and you cannot have that without food. Now it's recommended to eat whole fruits in comparison to fruit juices and to have a high protein diet and avoid going for all those sugary foods. Very true. However, do consider the situation you are in and take the right call. Say for example you are running in a marathon. On the day of the marathon, you will be needing more energy and willpower to finish the race, and under those circumstances it is absolutely fine to go for that glass of fruit juice or lemonade to get that instant energy and give a boost to your willpower. But on the rest of the days, you do your level best to stick to a healthy routine and diet. Number 2, to have a healthy dose of willpower, you have to ensure you are not too low on blood sugar, but all the same, make sure you keep diabetes at bay. for they are directly linked to anxiety and aggression and a frequent loss of self-control, and that's because these conditions automatically deplete your willpower to the extent that it becomes near empty. Number 3, never go to an interview or appointment without having some food in your stomach. It will not only help maintain your willpower and allow you to be more alert and perform better, but it also helps keep acidity at bay, and the last thing you want is your stomach rumbling in front of the interviewer. Number 4, we now come to the portions of food. Do not punish yourself. Eat sufficient amounts of food, but also be aware that we tend to go overboard with food. Just like your body clearly indicates hunger, it also tells you clearly when it is full and needs no more. I cannot emphasize enough the benefits of mindful eating here. Have you ever noticed that eating is the only activity that actively involves all our 5 senses? Sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, and yet it fails to enlighten me why people feel the need to maybe watch the television, scroll on the mobile, talk almost non-stop to others at the table or on the phone, or pick up a book when they are eating. Doing so not only interferes with the food digestion and assimilation, or in case of talking, even put you at the risk of choking, and Ram Nam Satya hai. But it also makes you eat a lot more than you would otherwise. Please avoid that. Partaking food is an immersive experience in itself, and we will all do just well to stick to that one thing at that time and not do anything else. Also, if you want to cut down on food, or rather cut down on extra food, try using smaller plates and go for smaller servings. I would like to share one small practice I follow here. I tend to split up the quantity of rice into 2 or 3 much smaller portions, and it sort of gives me the satisfaction of going for a second or even a third serving, all the while having more or less the same amount of rice I would have had otherwise in the first serving alone. Did I make sense to you? I hope I did. Number 5. How many times should you eat in a day? Again, in my humble opinion, it probably varies from person to person and depends on the circumstances. Some dietitians recommend that you have only 2 meals a day, while others say that you ought to have 5 to 6 small meals throughout the day. And there's a lot of argument between the two. So you have to just listen to your body and see how it responds. Do you feel at your optimum when you have fewer meals, or do you feel better when you have multiple smaller meals? Look, when a person says, or even I say for that matter, to do something because it's good for you, most of the time it only means that that particular practice suits that person. But humans are not one size fits all species. No matter who says what, you still have to experiment and discover for yourself. Just like following a bad diet or lifestyle isn't good for you, trying to forcibly follow something good which your body and mind may find revolting and rebels against is also not good for you. Always learn to strike the right balance. Number 6. When it comes to food, you will probably use much more willpower to resist the wrong kind of food in comparison to eating the right kind. Yes, resisting is far more difficult and uses up a big chunk of your willpower. So what I personally do is I avoid going to functions and gatherings if I can help it. And in my case, avoidance is the best thing I can do. I mean, if I don't go at all, there's no question of me eating right, eating wrong, or eating more, eating less, spending so much willpower, and in case I fail, end up feeling guilty. Also, I ensure we keep no junk or snacking items at home. People usually recommend that you don't keep these items where you can see them or put them away in a place where it is not so easy to reach them. But again, I avoid that kind of a situation altogether. We as a family almost never bring junk or snacks home. My effort of late is to try and prepare some kind of a healthy or healthier snack at home itself, like a stir fry, usli, churmuri, or boiled peanuts, so that the temptation to get something from outside is diminished and taken care of. Sometimes you just have to replace one not so good thing with a good thing that you equally enjoy in order to satisfy that craving. Again, try to have everything without being finicky about food. This is especially something all parents should encourage and develop in their children. If you are a vegan, have everything vegan. If you are a vegetarian, have everything vegetarian, and likewise. Do not avoid eating something good unless that food causes some kind of an allergic reaction in you. If you don't relish a food, it's okay to have it in very small quantities, but still have it. With that, we arrive at the final point in this video, and you are going to love hearing this. Number 7, it is okay to have a cheat day. Only plan it out. You only live once as this person in this body, and you don't have to deny yourself a food you crave. Only reduce the frequency and delay the gratification of having it. Turn that food or dining out experience into a reward sort of thing, so that not only you will be having it only occasionally, but you can also have it guilt-free. Never say never, only later. I do this a lot. I am big on planning. So I make a promise to myself that once I'm done with a project or reaching a milestone, remember, not a goal or destination in itself, then I will have earned my right for a treat. And then I do treat myself. So I'm not like forever eating only right and healthy. I do have my cheat days, but planned out in such a manner that I automatically eat out or eat something not so healthy much less. Last but not least, a well-meaning suggestion, and it's a personal one. It's a great help if you could possibly discover the joys of cooking that not only makes your life healthier, but it also enables you to stop being dependent on others for taking care of your nutrition, hunger, or cravings. A big added benefit of cooking on your own is that your relationships also improve and get more loving and intimate. It is not for nothing when they say that the way to a man's heart, or even a woman's for that matter, is through his or her stomach. Despite there being so many expert opinions and studies out there, why are people going more and more for food from outside? Compromising on what you put inside your body, compromising on your health, your relationships, your capacity to have kids, so on and so forth. Is the convenience of 2-minute noodles or the Swiggy Zomato lifestyle really worth it? Sacrificing the quality and maybe even the quantity of your life? I don't know. That's for you to decide. And with that, we come to the end of this video. Until my next video, I hope you take care of your sleep and diet, and just see how wonderfully your willpower responds to it. Bye.